Canada hits decade-high deportations amid immigration crackdown. In 2024, Canada deported more individuals than in any year since 2015, marking a significant escalation in the country's immigration enforcement efforts. With nearly 500,000 foreign nationals awaiting removal and a government determined to address a growing backlog of refugee claims, the Canada Border Services Agency has ramped up deportations, prioritizing those whose asylum applications were denied. This video, fueled by increased funding and a tougher stance on immigration, reflects the Canadian administration's response to domestic pressures over housing shortages and border security concerns. Below, we explore the data, policies, and human stories behind Canada's record-breaking deportation numbers. A record year for deportations. According to data obtained by Reuters, Canada deported 7,300 people between January 1 and November 19, 2024, an 8.4% increase over the entirety of 2023 and a staggering 95% jump from 2022. This video, which excludes voluntary departures and returns to the United States under a bilateral agreement, represents the highest annual removal total since the Liberal government, led by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, took office in 2015. While the CBSA has not yet released full-year statistics for 2024, the trend suggests that deportations could climb even higher by year-end. The CBSA's removal inventory paints a broader picture of the challenge. As of December 31, 2024, approximately 485,359 individuals were flagged for potential deportation. This includes 120,273 people in Ontario, 197,029 in Quebec, and 123,000 unassigned to any specific region. Among them, nearly 30,000 are actively sought by authorities, while 21,000 remain in limbo, individuals who cannot be removed due to logistical or legal barriers, such as a lack of cooperation from their home countries or ongoing appeals. Who is being deported? The majority of deportations in 2024, 79% of the 7,300 removed by November 19, targeted failed refugee claimants. This is a notable increase from 75% in 2023 and 66% in 2022, signaling a shift in enforcement priorities. Another 11% were deported for violating the terms of their stay, such as overstaying visas, while 7% faced removal due to criminal convictions, either in Canada or abroad. These figures underscore the government's focus on clearing a mounting backlog of asylum cases, which hit a decades-high total of 278,457 pending claims last month. Luke Reimer, a CBSA spokesperson, attributed the spike to a significant increase in asylum applications since 2020. The number of removals of those who received a negative asylum determination has increased each year since emerging from the pandemic, he said in an email. These efforts are essential in maintaining the integrity of Canada's asylum system. Why now? The political and economic context. The Canadian government, now nearing the end of its tenure, has faced growing public discontent over immigration. Critics argue that the influx of newcomers, both permanent residents and temporary workers, has worsened Canada's housing crisis, driving up rents and home prices in cities like Toronto and Vancouver. With refugee claims surging in recent years, peaking at 19,821 in July 2024 before dropping to 11,838 in January 2025, the administration has sought to demonstrate decisive action. Increased funding reflects this resolve. In 2023-24, the CBSA spent $65.8 million Canadian dollars on deportations, up from $56 million Canadian dollars the previous year. Late last year, the government allocated an additional $30.5 million Canadian dollars, $21.3 million US dollars, over 3 years to bolster removal efforts. Meanwhile, Canada has committed $1.3 billion Canadian dollars to enhance border security, a move partly aimed at addressing US President Donald Trump's threats of tariffs on Canadian goods unless illegal migration is curbed. Audrey Macklin, a law professor and human rights chair at the University of Toronto, sees the gesture as a calculated political strategy. You can decide that you want to make a show of how many people you are deporting to prove you're effective at policing the border, she explained. Then you go with people who are easier to find and remove, and those are often refugee claimants. Macklin added that high deportation numbers could also serve as a deterrent to future asylum seekers. The human cost of tougher enforcement. While the government touts efficiency, critics warn of the risks to vulnerable individuals. Aisling Bondi, president of the Canadian Association of Refugee Lawyers, highlighted a troubling trend. Some failed claimants are deported while still appealing decisions about the dangers they face if returned home. They could be removed even if there is a significant error in the risk determination, she said, raising concerns about potential persecution or human rights violations. The CBSA insists that safeguards are in place. The agency only actions a removal order once all legal avenues of recourse that can stay a removal have been exhausted, Reimer stated. Yet, with deportations accelerating, advocates fear that procedural errors or rushed timelines could jeopardize fair outcomes. For those in the removal inventory, uncertainty looms large. Of the 485,359 individuals awaiting deportation, many are former temporary resident students, workers, or visitors whose legal status has lapsed. A shifting immigration landscape. Canada's deportation surge comes amid broader policy shifts. Facing pressure to ease population growth, the government is slashing both temporary and permanent immigrant quotas. This follows years of welcoming record numbers of newcomers to fill labor shortages and boost economic growth. Now, with public sentiment turning and the housing crisis deepening, the pendulum has swung toward restriction. The monthly drop in refugee claims from 19,821 in July 2024 to 11,838 in January 2025 may signal that stricter measures are having an effect. Yet, with more than 278,457 claims still pending, the system remains under strain. Deportations, while politically expedient, address only a fraction of the challenge. Looking ahead, more deportations on the horizon? With $30.5 million Canadian dollars earmarked for removals through 2027, Canada appears poised to maintain or exceed its 2024 deportation levels. The CBSA's focus on efficient and timely enforcement suggests that failed refugee claimants will continue to bear the brunt of this crackdown. Meanwhile, U.S. pressure on border security could push Canada to further tighten its policies, potentially aligning them more closely with American priorities. For now, the record-high deportations of 2024 stand as a turning point, a moment when Canada, long considered a haven for refugees, recalibrated its approach to immigration. Whether this video restores public confidence or deepens divisions remains to be seen. What's clear is that the stakes, both human and political, have never been higher. As Canada tightens its immigration policies, deportation numbers are set to remain high in the coming years. While the government aims to restore public confidence, critics warn of the human cost. Whether this video will achieve its intended goals or spark further controversy remains uncertain. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.